Satnam, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for connecting. I was MIA for a week or so because at first it started out with me like, no, I'll post tomorrow, but it eventually ended up with me losing my voice. I went through a lot of like energetic shifts. To me, it felt like the drinking of the poison with the churning of the ocean in Hindu mythology with Shiva, okay? So let's see what we need to know. Thank you for all the emails of care and things. I really, really appreciate it. So we have the Four of Cups, okay? We have the King of Pentacles. We have the Two of Pentacles. I don't want to do basic energy as my comeback reading, though. And the Knight of Swords. The Seven of Swords. I was actually thinking this morning about a reading I did a couple of weeks ago when I said something in regards to like a massive change in plan or something like that, right? And that's kind of what happened. um I feel like you averted some kind of timeline, Three of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, that would have been keeping you waiting and not accepting a timeline or an experience that you've actually been growing for quite some time. Now, I'm not saying this timeline that you're averting or that you're sidestepping is bad necessarily, but I do feel like it would have kept you from progressing to some kind of stage within your being where you would have felt content, quite honestly. This is interesting. Like it's also like obviously everybody wants to be happy, right? Obviously everybody wants to be content. Everybody wants to feel okay within their creation, within their reality, their experience. But it's almost like either you recently went through this or you're about to go through this, okay? It's almost like you're gonna recognize that some kind of timeline that you were either waiting on or focusing on, like ultimately wasn't going to make you as content as possible. And it's almost like you weren't focusing on your happiness. It's almost like you weren't focusing on what is actually making you feel good or something like that. And not just good, but actually content. Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords. It's kind of like this weird hidden like martyr belief of like you not deserving some kind of happiness. I'm even hearing to say for some of you, even if that happiness comes with some kind of collateral damage, even if that happiness comes with some kind of King of Pentacles, like a little bit of an evil nature, like, a devilish nature, a little bit of a darker nature, you still need to focus on what makes you feel good, what makes you feel happy. And I feel like that's what's about to happen for you. You might still be in this Four of Cups energy of like waiting on this frequency to make you content. I feel like you've already been experiencing the manifestation of this Three of Cups, of this timeline. But it's almost like, again, you've been waiting for it to make you content, but it's never gonna make you content because it's not the timeline that's meant for you, okay? And I feel like you've been giving a lot of your attention and your focus to this desire. It's almost like how can I say this? This has something to do with like this timeline that you're sidestepping now was a timeline of like this is very like the Seven of Swords is very like manipulative, and like you like really have to look into the crevices and shit. This timeline that you're sidestepping currently in favor of a much better one, obviously, in favor of your own contentment. This timeline has it's almost like the timeline required a lot of sacrifice, or it required a lot of mental gymnastics. Yeah, Ace of Swords. It required death. It required you to like always have to explain something, or explain something away, or like alchemize maybe even. Okay, it's kind of like you're exiting a timeline of consistently needing to alchemize, because that's what kept you waiting. You consistently had to alchemize frequencies or something in order to receive some kind of contentment. But I feel like your higher self or God is like, nah, you need to focus on what is already making you content. Like you're entering into a timeline that you don't have to work at, that you don't have to fix things, if that makes sense. Because it's almost like this timeline that you're sidestepping now, like it required you to kind of maybe accept a lot of darkness, or accept a lot of I don't know, like insecurity or projections. And again, for some of you, it can go all the way to the opposite end, where it's like it required you to accept, to not accept a lot of your darkness, to not accept a lot of your shadow. You understand what I'm saying? So you need to take it as it resonates, depending on where you are on the spectrum of everything. So like either way, like you had to do a lot of mental gymnastics. You had to do a lot of like even like mental alchemy or something, in order to kind of be able to Jesus, I don't want to say escape this timeline, but it kind of feels like it. It kind of feels like you're escaping a timeline that always kept you in a state of waiting on, or very specifically needing to fix it or something, or like Jesus, you know. So you're about to travel into some kind of different realm, a different timeline. I feel like you, who I'm talking to, are like you're kind of used to jumping through timelines and shit. So this is just a confirmation for you, okay? Like look out for. I'm hearing angel numbers, but I'm also hearing to say like again the Mandela effect or some shit like that. Look out for things that just pop out in reality, that's like letting you know that your reality is shifting itself. Okay, your timeline is shifting itself, because this was really shit energy, quite frankly. Justice, yeah, you're like, nah, yeah, Six of Wands, I don't want that. Ace of Pentacles, Exactamundo. Like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Why do I need to keep fixing shit? Why do I need to keep... It's almost like even like you having to like explain yourself or prove yourself. Ace of Cups. You know, it's like, what? What up, man? I'm already... Okay? So, fuck that, fuck them, and just carry onwards. Like, keep paddling, I guess, or some shit like that. The new timeline, like it's almost like you went into a timeline in order to fix it, so that you can go into the timeline that you're actually meant to be. But it's kind of like when you enter into this new timeline, it's kind of like, but why did I have to fix that in the first place? Like, what the fuck? Like, that was the lesson. Like, you're not here to fix shit, okay? You're not here to help Gaia and shit like that, okay? Like, you're here to, yeah, judgment. You're here to do whatever the fuck you want, okay? So choose your own happiness, choose your own contentment. Otherwise, your timeline is going to keep shifting to this one where you have to always like do something or jump over hurdles just for shit to make sense and cock like that, okay? Anyway. Thank you so much, guys. That was your reading. Thank you for liking, subscribing, donating, contacting me for a personal reading and session. Everything is in the description box down below. I'm gonna stop. There are a few of you who I've not answered the emails to in regards to readings and shit. Like, I had to rest. I'm gonna stop at some point doing readings. I have mentioned this before, but you know, like, it's like I feel like 15 minutes here is more than sufficient, okay, especially with the depth of energy that we're dealing with. I will get back to everybody. I'm just letting everybody know that, okay, like, that's where I'm feeling like this energy is going ultimately. Just to have tea once a day and just like catch up and like and then you know, we live our lives for the rest of the day, and then the next day we're like you know. It's so nice to be back. Yeah, I feel like this timeline required a lot of like bullshit, okay? So yay for us, I guess, for sidestepping that.